Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a good day today. Today we are in Langley, British Columbia, and we'll be going to Abbotsford, British Columbia. Both of these towns are in Canada. We have a bunch of stops to make, a bunch of parts to drop off for people, and what I specialize in is driving this commercial vehicle and delivering car parts, truck parts, RV parts, and boat parts, and a whole bunch of other miscellaneous parts that might even technically be labeled as household parts, but they're mostly for RVs and stuff. So on my truck today, some examples of things I have would be something like toilets, lights, reflectors, markers, corner markers. We got truck covers, tunnel covers, smart caps. We got all sorts of stuff today on our truck that we are delivering, and some of the stuff gets pretty expensive. You know, some of the GPS systems for boats are like $20,000. So we're not just making deliveries on time, we're making deliveries safely for me, safely for everybody on the road, and safely for parts in the truck and making sure they don't get damaged. We are responsible for packing the trucks, and I have a fridge back on my truck too. And I'll tell you one thing, the fridge on my truck, I don't have it strapped up because I have a bunch of heavy parts around it that are standing, and it's sandwiching the fridge to the wall, and it can't move, it can't go anywhere. So that's the type of stuff that we're dealing with today. Lots of RV parts, lots of truck parts. We do deliver car parts as well. There's a performance shop that we drop off parts to. Anything from suspension, like TN suspension, to radiators and stuff like that. But for the most part, the biggest thing with this job is being safe on the road, safe for other people, safe for yourself, communicating with other drivers, maintaining safe following distance, using your signals, using communication when you can, not running red lights, not braking hard, coming to hard stops, not initiating the anti-lock brake system, not activating traction control because we're not heavy on the throttle. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that we're paying attention to. Staying in the middle of my lane, favoring the right side in corners like this. Lots of people rip corners, so we'll favor the right side of the road, just in case another truck is coming around that corner hugging the outside a little bit. It's okay if they're on the outside of their corner and I'm on the outside of mine. We'll never be close to each other. Otherwise, you do risk things happening when you ride the inside of the lane, like my mirror smacking another truck mirror or another vehicle. If anybody's doing any overtaking that's illegal on double solids, I don't have to worry about that as much because of how far I put myself onto the right side. And then again, following distance. As I start to approach this car in front of me, I'm letting off the throttle, maintaining a speed just slightly below their speed. That way I don't ever have to worry about getting close to them because they're always technically pulling away from me a bit, right? So following distance in these trucks is a really big thing. There's a lot of weight in my truck today. I can't stop fast, and I pick up speed really fast down the hills. So that's something to consider and just be worried about. Not, worried, but thoughtful of it. The slight bit of worry that if you don't pay attention, something can happen. That's what I mean by worry. When you're driving like this and doing a job like this, you have to see these accidents before they happen. You have to avoid things that haven't happened yet. Otherwise, you're going to crash one day. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and if it will be your fault or not. Just because you get into an accident that isn't your fault doesn't mean that there wasn't anything you could do to try and not make that happen. Just because the accident is going to be someone else's fault does not mean that you should let that accident take place. You should always be doing everything you can on the road to avoid an accident, regardless of it being your fault or somebody else's. Your goal should be not to crash while driving, regardless of whose fault the accident is going to be. None of this insurance will pay for the damages, teach that guy a lesson, oh, I need time off work. None of that matters. Every accident, you are risking injury. If you're the type of person that is trying, or not trying, but let's say you don't care if someone hits you and it's not your fault because the insurance will pay you out and you don't care, well, what if you get into a small little accident and somehow end up breaking your knee, or fracturing your hand or your wrist, or breaking your ankle pushed against the floor? You know what I'm saying? There are things that can happen here that you don't expect to happen in a small crash, and then when it happens, it's too late. So that's why we try to avoid every single accident, not just the ones that are going to be our fault. As long as you are a safe, respectful driver on the road and you're following the road laws in your truck, you probably won't get into an accident that's your fault. The chances of you getting into an accident that's your fault do not increase every single day you drive on the road. I need you guys to understand this, because a lot of people say things like this: if you change lanes over and over again to get somewhere, you're increasing your chances of having an accident. That is not true. The reason that's not true is because we have rules on the road, we have guidelines to follow, and if you follow the rules and the guidelines, you actually have less a chance of getting into an accident than someone who never changes lanes but doesn't follow any other rules. That person will crash before the person that is following the rules making safe lane changes. There's not this magical scale of you have 1,900 lane changes before you get into an accident, and every time you change a lane you're getting closer and closer to crashing. That doesn't exist. That is a made-up statistic. That literally does not exist. There is nothing that should say the more you switch lanes, the more likely you are to crash. The more you drive on the road, the more likely you are to crash. That's not a true statistic. We're not gambling. There's no odds. We're not flipping coins. We're not dealing with a percentage of lane changes that you're going to crash in. There is no chance increase. There's no increased odds on the road from making safe, legal lane changes. Now, if you don't make safe, legal lane changes, your chances of having an accident are going up because you're breaking the rules of safe driving. And if you're driving unsafe, it is more likely that you will crash, because people that drive unsafe crash more often than people that drive safe. Now, that's a statistic you can look at and go, okay, so maybe if I do 30 over everywhere, I have a higher chance of crashing than if I'm doing the speed limit everywhere and communicating with drivers properly. That's a not made-up statistic. That is something that happens. You can only drive erratically, aggressively, and without due care for other people on the road before it catches up to you eventually. It will happen, because one of these law-abiding citizens will cut you off when you don't expect it, and you're going to have one of those accidents that's your fault, because if you weren't flying through traffic, this wouldn't happen. So take that into consideration, you guys. Safe driving on the road is for everybody, and everybody should work on being safe together. Oh, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the plane, but I seen it. That was really cool. I just watched the plane take off from the airport right over my head. Just a little guy. That was sick. Right now I can hear sirens. I cannot see them. I think they're behind me. Yeah, they're gone. my signal on nice and early, make my lane change so everybody knows they can pass me. I hear those sirens behind me. Look at, none of these guys are pulling over yet. See how early I pulled over and how far out of the way I got for that guy? That's an ambulance, bro. That guy even turned right in front of the ambulance. Like, there's an ambulance right behind that guy and he doesn't even realize it. That was crazy. You guys just seen it live. A driver not paying attention, probably listening to his music, probably has his windows up, focused on what's ahead of him, doesn't see or hear the ambulance. Whereas I seen that I heard that ambulance 5 minutes ago before it caught up to me. That's what I mean by paying attention, you guys. This guy's letting me in. And again, safe following distance, hovering over the brake pedal as I approach the intersection in case that light changes and I need to brake. Watching for this guy pulling out at the stop sign. A lot of people cut me off. They think I'm going slower than I actually am, and you know, they just go. That does happen. Signal nice and early so everybody knows I'm going to be turning right up here, and we'll get over into the right turn lane immediately. And where I'm from, you do have to complete stop at a red light when you're turning right. There is not a yield through a red light. You have to stop and then go. Make sure it's clear both ways, no one's turning left. And we'll hug that inside. And I'm going to be turning left up here. I'll get in the left lane now behind all the other trucks. Even though I'm in a bit of a rush today, I'm not going to do unsafe things to make up my time. I'll be taking a left at this light, so I'm going to turn my signal on nice and early. Everybody knows I'm turning left. I'm on the brakes now. I see this guy's turning left. There's one more guy behind this guy going straight. And there's another guy that's actually going pretty quick for me here, so I'm not going to go yet. And I'm long vehicle, right? So I'm still not going to go, even though most cars would have space. Yellow light. I should be able to go now. There we go. Normally I'd get in the right lane, but it merges up here, so we're not going to be doing that. And just cruising at 30k through this section up to the red light. Being nice with the brakes on the truck. be going right here. I know I need this lane, so I got in it nice and early. Complete stop, check my mirrors, check the sidewalk, look ahead. Stay in my lane through the whole corner. No need to take up both lanes. I have a merge here, turn on my signal, check my mirrors, make sure no one's speeding up. And a red light up ahead, so we'll get nice and easy on the brakes. I'm not going to take the right lane because there's a bus there, and that bus is probably going to be stopping on this road at the next bus stop. So we're not going to share the lane with the bus. He's probably stopping right there. And I don't have to stop because I was gentle with the brake, sorry. Turn the right signal on as we pass the bus. That way he knows I'm getting in front of him, and so does everybody behind me. No one's going to try and speed up and cut me out. And we'll be going straight on this road for a little bit. Again, didn't really have to stop there. Really nice to the brakes, being really nice to my truck that I'm driving. This guy's turning right, so we're going to stop accelerating. And now we'll get on it. He's starting to make his turn. You never know how fast somebody is going to be taking the corner. So whenever you see somebody turn their signal on, you should slow down. You shouldn't be accelerating up to somebody that has their signal on. This guy up here is turning left. Nobody's seen that. So now they're going to be stuck in traffic for a little bit while this guy's turning left, and I don't have to stop. They actually got a left turn arrow, so all those guys will be right there with me again. Which is fine. I'm not racing anybody. I'm just trying to be efficient. Safe and efficient. That guy let me in. I didn't realize that I had to turn right in that lane, so that was my bad. I should have got over earlier. It's not a mistake. It wasn't unsafe. It's just I could have left more room. You shouldn't have to, like, if there was a line of traffic back there when I had to make that lane change, I would be braking. I would be slowing down for no reason, or what looks like no reason to other people. And now we're almost at our first customer for the day. So that'll be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of watching me drive through the city. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.